All right, Zane, you there?
Yep.
What's going on, dude? Week
Hey,
two.
back with another week. Week two, man.
Yes, sir. How you feeling, man?
Um, Better than most other Michigan fans are feeling. Um, I'm honestly feeling great. Honestly, I'm feeling great.
All right. What about school, man? How's the first week of school going?
School's been good. You know, we've had still not really much to do because it's like the first week. We don't really do much, but it's been good. You know, been pretty fun. I got great teachers. Some fun classes. Um, Good.
That's good, man. Yeah, me.
You been?
I've been good, man. Just pretty normal week, man. Just work and, um, just streaming. You know how we do. Waiting on college
All
football.
night.
I'm excited for pro tonight, man. You gonna be
Sure.
watching the Ravens, Chiefs?
I might watch a little bit of it. I got Derrick Henry on my fantasy football team, so
Dude, I wanted him. I was one pick away from getting him, but I think I got Isaiah Pacheco instead, so he's playing tonight too.
I scammed somebody so hard. I
Hey,
got like
what's up, Go Niners?
CD
Thanks for
and
tuning in, man.
Henry for like I don't know, like Stephon Diggs and Nick Chubb or something. I like scammed the other guys so hard.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's asking, what's your friend's name? The Go Niners one? What's his name?
Oh yeah, that's Tyler. What's up, Tyler?
Tyler. He says he wants to know if you're a Seahawks fan still.
Am I a Seahawks fan right now? Yeah, but I'll say this: you can call me a bandwagon. I don't care. Wherever Donovan Edwards goes, may or may not. I'm still thinking about it. It may or may not be my favorite team wherever Don goes, because Don. I met him. He's my favorite player of all time. He's helped out with like the family and stuff. You know what I'm saying.
No, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, so I'm a Green Bay fan myself, but my favorite quarterback's Dak. So it's like whatever team he was to go on, I'm cheering for them. I think Dak Prescott's top five QBs in the league, honestly. Well, that's a different conversation. But week two of the sports show, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's
Every week.
let's start off, man. Let's start with experiences, the stadium experience from week one. How was your time? Tell me a little bit about your time that you had with your dad at the big house.
Pretty good. A little bit stressful because a bit of Fresno State, underrated team came into the big house, hung with them for a little bit. Overall fun experience, pretty lit. Just a great overall experience. Night game, start off the game under the lights. With the light show and everything. It was a blessing. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
what
that's
is
how I look at it.
what's your routine going down there? Do you and your dad go to like any like restaurant or you got like a go to spot or do you guys just kind of drive up and just kind of go to the game?
So we get there like 4 hours early, actually.
Really?
Arrive there at the stadium like 3 hours early. We leave like 3.5 hours early. We get to the stadium like 3 to 2.5 hours early. And then my dad, uh, us both in. I sprint down to the tunnel and I try to like dap up all the players. Maybe try to get some pictures, some autographs. Donovan Edwards. Trying to dap up him and stuff, which I did. Um,
Does your dad go down there with you?
yeah. What?
Does your dad go down there with you to the tunnel?
These are too bad.
You said what?
His knees are too bad, man.
Oh, gotcha. I understand. Okay. Is there anything like any other traditions that Michigan kind of does on game day that is kind of memorable? It's like, man, I look forward to that. Like week one, just getting back, seeing that.
Man, I'd say, obviously, our fight song. It's every tradition though. But like the opening, when they're like, "We are the best university, like we're the best university.
Oh, that's yeah. Who says that?
We are Michigan." They come out the tunnel. Um, says it. They also say like all the quotes, you know, and then they also go out to like the tunnel, and they come out of the tunnel, touch that banner, and the game starts. It's a lecture.
Yeah,
It's all wild.
can imagine.
It's legendary.
I've been to the big house, but it was in 2007, Ohio State, Michigan. That was like a noon game, and dude, it was like terrible weather. I mean, great weather for football, but it was like sleeting, 30, like 30
Oh,
degrees, sleeting, snowing. Um, and it was like a 14-3 ball game, if I remember correctly, and Ohio State won. But, it wasn't really that loud because, just the weather. I mean, it was freezing. And then I was at the big house again in 2021 when they played Rutgers. And it wasn't really that loud then because they beat Rutgers in a close game. And so I haven't really got the full experience.
yeah,
I've never been to a night game at the big house. It's kind of hard to believe that they just started that. I mean, I guess it's been a minute now, but I remember the first night game in 2010 versus Notre Dame. Like, that was crazy.
2011.
Oh, was it 2011?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only been like 13 years, night games at the big house. But no, I can imagine that's pretty cool. Yeah, me and my dad, we had a good time. So, um, what we kind of do is, we get down there. Most games we try to get down there pretty early, like you said, like you and your dad, like 4 to 3 hours early. But um, the first home game this season, we were running a little bit behind and got a parking spot. But what we usually do is we get there right in front of the stadium. There's like a field, like big area where people hang out. They put like a tent. It's like a huge community thing. They put like a huge big screen TV, inflatable, so they have like the big games playing for the week, so everybody can watch. People are drinking, have a good time. There's food trucks. So we usually go over there and hang out, and then like 2 hours before kickoff, the team they do their entrance. So they walk from the hotel across campus all the way to the stadium, and they interact with fans. Um, you get to dap them up as they enter the stadium and get to see Brutus, and then the band does their entrance into the stadium, so you get to see that. Um, and so we like to go. There's like a place to the side of the stadium. It's called Buckeye Grove. And so for every All-American that Ohio State has, they plant a Buckeye tree, and that's right outside the stadium. And so me and him, we like to go walk through there and just kind of look at all the names, remember, the players, the plays that we remember from them. And it's always a good time. I like Buckeye Grove. And then we just head into the stadium and,
That's nice.
um, yeah, it's just the biggest thing for me, man, is just waiting that 8 months in the off season, and then just the first time just seeing the band go down the ramp, and then doing the script Ohio, like that just sends chills down my body every time week one, and so that's kind of what we did, and then the game. Ohio State, they really didn't start off that great. I'll get into that later
Yeah.
how I really kind of viewed their overall performance, but so expecting a little bit more fire. I don't know, passion. Your rival just won a national championship, and I was expecting them to come out hot, ready to roll. It kind of came out flat, but overall, they got it. They had a great second half. They won the game by a lot still. And then just to finish off with Carmen, Ohio, that's just a great tradition that we have as well. Every game, win or lose, you sing Carmen, Ohio, and the alma mater, and then the bell rings if you win. We got a bell on the side of the stadium, the victory bell, and that was playing last Saturday. So
Hey, that's nice. Bet that was electric. They walk all the way from their hotel to the stadium. They don't take like a bus or anything.
no, so they get dropped off at the. Now they're going to get dropped off at the hotel because Ryan Day this year changed that. He wanted the team to go stay downtown in a hotel, make it more like a business trip. I think I talked about a little bit about that last week, but now they're going to drive up from the hotel downtown to that old hotel to drop them off there. And it's not that far. It's like a 5 minute walk. If that 5 minutes. 5 minutes because they have to take a certain path with all the people there. But they're just walking, shaking hands, and you get to see them all. They walk right past. I've shook hands with Urban Meyer, Zeke Elliott, C.J. Stroud, Jackson Smith and Jigba, all those guys. Man, they just walk right past you, and it's crazy, man. Everybody lines up, so you kind of got to get there early for that. You really have to get there an hour before they come just to get a spot. So, and then they walk in the front of the stadium where they have that arch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called exactly, but that's what we do. And yeah, overall it was a great time with my dad, man. You can't beat a game with your dad,
That's true.
So it was a good time.
That is true.
So
I don't
Tyler's,
like any Buckeye players, not gonna lie. Well, tapping up all those players is pretty lit.
yeah. Your buddy says that, especially this, he says the Buckeyes need to improve on special teams. Well, you know
Ohio
what,
State.
Tyler, with the punt returner, we need some speed, man. I think we have God, who is it that we have? It's either Jaden Ballard or Tyler Ennis that's returning punts. He's got speed. We need that Ted Ginn speed, man. It's just somebody who can make a quick move, find the open lane, and get extra yards. Yeah, it is Brandon Ennis. Okay. I don't know. I think we need a better kick returner.
Isn't Judikins?
You said what?
Is pretty fast.
I don't.
Judikins? Isn't he fast?
I'd like to see somebody like Judkins, but like I said, Ennis is fast.
Judkins?
But we need somebody that can just make a quick move, find the lane, make a quick cut. I don't know, man. I just don't. We haven't had a dangerous kick returner in a while.
Interesting.
But
That's interesting. I don't know, man. I think Michigan has the exact opposite problem. We have too much speed. We don't have any big bodies.
yeah, we'll get into that here. Well, I might as well. Let's start with the Michigan and Ohio State games. Let's just start with those, and we'll kind of grade those games. Tell me about it.
So I grade the Michigan Ohio State game, or not Michigan and Ohio State game.
Yeah,
Okay. So
A to F.
Michigan, um, A to F. Okay. Michigan, they won 30-10. I'm gonna give them. Get a little shocked with me. I'm actually gonna give them a B minus. Reason why I give them a B minus because there's multiple reasons actually. First off, the spread was only minus 21 and a half, and we won by 20. The second reason is Fresno State, they're not like a terrible team. Like they were, I think, number 40, number 30 something, maybe number 40 something in the country into this game. And they were like that, like really underrated power, like non-power 4 team because the Pac-12 is gone. It's not called Power 5 anymore. Um, they were like one of those underrated non-power 4 teams. And overall, I give them a B minus because I know the offense didn't do too good. I'm really loving how the defense looked, and the only times the defense has allowed Fresno State to score, Will Johnson and Jair Hill were on the bench. I honestly don't know why. Like even Loveland, part of the game was on the bench. I really don't know why there were so many people on the bench. Obviously, Donovan Edwards, he was on the bench. He didn't have that good of a game. Overall, I think Donovan will be okay. I think, just this is one bad game. He usually does good in the bigger games anyways. He literally got off to the start like 20, I think, well, obviously 2023. And then 2022, similar start, just a little bit better. Um, so overall, I say B minus, maybe a C plus.
That's where I'm at. I'm at a C plus. You said it. So my take, C plus because Michigan's defense played great. The defense played great.
They did.
Opening possession of the game, Fresno State gets the ball, and they have what the notorious deflection into an interception. Gives the offense the ball at like the 20-yard line. Orgy throws a nice little lob pass to Edwards wide open, and you start the game 7-0. I was watching that game on my phone, walking back to my car from the Horseshoe, and I was watching that whole series play out, and then I watched Michigan again. The next possession for Fresno State, I think it was like a 3-and-out. I was like, "Yep, this is a blowout," and I was just really shocked at. I don't know. Now the quarterback play wasn't that bad. Davis Warren, I think was that his name, Davis Warren.
Didn't do awful. He just didn't do great.
No, I mean, so he wasn't bad. What I was surprised with is that they just were not able to take the game over. And the reason for that is for the first time in like 2 years, I was seeing Michigan in 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10 situations. When in the past 2 years have you seen Michigan in 3rd and 10? Like hardly ever, right? I mean, the percentage must be pretty low. I mean, I'm sure some possessions they had 3rd and 10s, but overall, the majority of their third downs were like 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 6, like 3rd and 6. They were able to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down. And the biggest red flag for me in the Michigan Wolverines is the offensive line. And it's a whole new offensive line for the most part. And who is the backup running back for you guys?
Khalil Mullins.
Mullins? I mean, he did great. Mullings. That's right. I mean, he did great. He had a quick step. He looked explosive. Won him the game late in the 4th quarter when it got to be 16-10. But overall, I mean, they tried putting him in some like sweep plays too, and there was a play that I think they did a jet sweep of sorts, and I think it was like a -3-yard run because there was just no lanes for Don to run at all, no holes. And against Fresno State that's a little bit alarming. I'm interested to see if they play better against Texas. They're going to have to, or else they're going to get blown out if they can't move the ball, because Texas is going to move the ball. But for me, that was a big red flag, was the offensive line. I don't have much to say about the running backs other than Mullings looked great. Don, I just don't think the plays that he was in had that much room to run. So I don't really have a grade for him. I don't put anything past him for that. Yeah, but the defense, I mean, you think about it. So you have that 7 points early, and then from there, gosh, kicker A, my God, Michigan's kicker. Holy cow! If he doesn't hit those field goals,
He's
that gets
insane.
really interesting in the fourth quarter. But he hit like two 50-yarders, like a 45 plus yarder, and just drilled them. They weren't even close. I mean, it was money. So I get a kicker A, kicker in Michigan's defense A's, and so, but you think about it. Besides that first touchdown where Michigan had that interception, they were only able to still get field goals. They were not able to drive all the way down the field on Fresno State. And it wasn't until Fresno State made it to 16-10 ball game that Michigan finally, with like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, had a great drive with Mowings leading it and made it 23-10. And then from there, I mean, I don't know what Fresno State's quarterback was doing on that last drive, because before he threw the pick six to Will Johnson, he had two other interceptions that were called back for like reviews or penalties. I don't know what this man was doing, but he literally threw like three interceptions in one drive, and he just wasn't seeing the field right. But again, Michigan's defense scored. I mean, essentially, your defense scored twice for you Saturday, and your offense once.
Technically, yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's my take on it. I think also, I mean the big players for you, obviously Will Johnson, great. I mean just a great defense. Kicker A. I mean he just I wish I had him as a kicker at Ohio State. I don't really trust Jaden Fielding yet, but and then also, I mean Colson Loveland was just getting open. I mean he had one of the biggest games statistically of his career. So Colson Loveland looked great. I think he's the top tight end in the Big Ten. So that's my take on the
Maybe even the
Wolverines.
country.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to watch some more games to see all the tight ends. I don't want to make a bold claim like that yet, but I can definitely say, I mean, dude, he's best in the Big Ten for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you on the offensive line. I will say this. They did get better third and fourth quarter because, and same with Donovan Edwards, because the offensive line starting to slowly create more holes for Donovan. I think Donovan's first half stats were like 5 carries per yard, and his second half stats still not amazing, but like it was way better. I think it was like maybe like 5 or 6 carries for like 4 yards, which is I'd say solid. Um, Edwards to run, and if the offensive line can create like some holes for Edwards, Edwards is gone. Like he'll get to the house 75 yards. Like he'll be gone
Yeah.
like within no time. So Texas, they really gotta make sure they don't allow holes because Donovan's just gonna take it to the house.
Well, what do you give the Buckeyes?
The Buckeyes, not an A, definitely not an A. I give them. I'm gonna give them a B.
Okay.
A B. And the reason why a B is one, just like Michigan, they didn't cover the spread. Defense, I say they looked really good actually. Um, they looked really good. Um, Offense, I'd say it was just like I mean the first half they really did struggle, but they were I mean they were all I'd say like okay. Will Howard obviously got off to not really good start at all. Did pretty well though. I think he was 17 for 18, 220 something. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Or
We're
17 and
thinking about
28.
Ohio State, right? You
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it was 17-28 that game. We're thinking about Ohio State though. We got guys that are throwing like Stroud and I think even Haskins probably like they were throwing like 40 for 45 or 40 for 50. They were throwing like 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. I'm not saying Will Howard's a bad QB. I'm just saying he's just not running back. Travion Henderson didn't get many carries, but to get the ball looked pretty good. Judkins, he didn't do the greatest. I was expecting a little bit more out of, but it's still early in the season. You know, it's week 1. He's probably gonna have like a big game. You know, just like Donovan. You know, it's only week 1. Like a big game coming up soon. Jeremiah Smith got off to a slow start with the drop catch, but overall he looks really good,
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
just crazy, man. That would
So
have been
I
his
say
first.
B for Ohio.
That was his first target as a Buckeye, and they drew that play up. I mean, specifically for him. And I had the perfect view, Zane. If he catches that pass, the place would have gone crazy because the blocking was there, wide open lane for a touchdown, and he just dropped it.
It was a good throw too.
Yeah, I mean, good play call. Um, my grade for the Buckeyes. I'm with you again. I put them at just like B. If B is just average, I'll put them at a B. Um, it's tough to say. Said earlier in the stream, I was hoping for them to come out with a little bit more intensity. Your rival, you just had
Yeah.
to. I guess maybe it's more of a fan thing. Maybe the players don't care as much. I don't know, but you had to sit through 8 months of an off season of your rival, winning the championship. I expected you to come out with intensity. You had all these signings in the off season, all this hype. Maybe not intensity. I expected a little bit more swag. I wanted more swag out of the Buckeyes, and they kind of came out flat. They were just going through the motions, going through the playbook, and I didn't like the start. I did not like the start at all. I never thought we were going to lose the game. I know Ryan Day was pretty much just calling plays, getting Will Howard accustomed to the playbook. They're just, you're testing things out. We have a new offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly. But at the same time, I wanted more intensity, even on defense. I wanted a little bit more intent. Just I don't know. It's just hard to when you're watching it
Yeah.
from the stands. You just want them to get after it just a little bit more, and it's kind of hard to put into words. But I just wanted to see more out of them out of the first. I know it's Akron. I know it's hard to get up and play good for Akron, but I don't know. I mean, all this talk of a championship for Ohio State, not only a championship, they're expected to win every game. You got to come out with more intensity, and Ohio State just has a history of playing down to teams. That's just how it is. We just have a history of playing mediocre football against mediocre teams. But overall, let's get into the second half. The defense. I mean, Denzel Burke had a crazy interception where I don't even know if you would call it an interception. The receiver caught it and he ripped it right out of his hands, which gave us a lot of momentum. So the defense looked great. Secondary looked great. Caleb Downs had a sack, which was a really cool sack. Man, I just love a safety sack, dude. That might be my favorite, just play. The crowd, for me, just the crowd is going wild. It's just definitely more hype, don't you think, when a safety gets a sack versus just like a D lineman? I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Caleb Downs because Caleb Downs is a really good safety. He's probably the best safety in college football. I will admit that. I don't like Caleb Downs, but I have to be unbiased, and Caleb Downs is the best safety in college football. And he was a transfer from Alabama, and you see a sack if you're an Ohio State fan.
Yeah, I mean, the defense played great. Will Howard. Did not start well, but overall, I would say I am in love with Will Howard as quarterback for the Ohio State University. I'm in love with it. There's just some things that I saw.
Interesting.
Just some things that I saw. First off, people are going to say what they're going to say about Kyle McCord, first game at Syracuse, just balling out. I don't care. The man last year did Marvin Harrison Jr. a disgrace. Marvin Harrison was open so many times on deep route or crossing route, and this man would just overthrow it or just throw an inaccurate ball. Will Howard, while he started off slow, it was more so the play calling. He was throwing these short dink and dunk passes, some of which were kind of covered. I don't know. I didn't like the play calling. I don't really put it on Will Howard. There was one play late in the second half where he really did a stupid throw to Travion Henderson, which actually ended up being a backwards pass. Luckily, Travion was able to cover it up, but I was like, dude, what? That was the only one play where I was like, Will, what are you doing here, buddy? Other than that, the throws that he made late in the first quarter into the second quarter, that first touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith, on the money, back shoulder, right. The ball was right where it needed to be, away from the defender, and he made it easy on Smith. And then the second touchdown he threw to Jeremiah Smith, he threw it. Even the announcer said he threw it. Could have stuck it right in his face mask. He threw it on the money in traffic, and I don't care if it's against Akron, man. Throwing it, threading the needle like that is not easy, and that pass was just incredible. So I like that a lot. Kyle McCord, I don't think, could have made those passes. And then there was another throw. He threw another deep ball to Smith late in the third quarter that was, again, right on the money. So I liked his throws, his deep balls, and just honestly, majority of his passes, they were on the money. I think he finished the game something like 10 for 11. So he got his feet wet and then started to ball out. I like him a lot. And then let's talk about his feet too. I mean, there was some times where Akron, they pressured us and he was able to escape the pocket, broke a couple sacks, and then fired a dart downfield. It's just that veteran experience. I mean, he's done it for how many years at Kansas State? Like, he was a starter for 3 years at Kansas State. And the experience showed, and now he's got all the talent in the world around him. So overall, I'm in love with Will Howard as my quarterback. Jeremiah Smith, he might be my favorite Buckeye.
He got benched
on this team.
Wow.
He might be my favorite Buckeye on this team in 2024. Just something special about the kid, man. I just saw it. That first touchdown was right near my seat, Zane. And his presence, dude, he's got an aura to him, man. And I just see, you know what I see when I see him? I see Julio Jones. He's just kind of got that same build, that same physicality. He's just a beast, man. He is a beast, and he is going to be a special receiver at Ohio State that we got for 3 more years. The running backs.
Ohio State is known for their wide receivers.
Running backs, I don't know. There's more to be seen with the offensive line. I wasn't really still impressed with our running game. Travion, he had some good runs, but even so, man, Travion, he keeps doing the same thing that he's been doing the past 3 years that he's been at Ohio State. He just keeps slipping. Anytime he makes a cut, the dude slips. And what could be another 25 yards is an 8-yard gain because he slipped on the ground. Judkins, I don't put anything past him. I don't think they got him involved enough in the offensive game plan. Ryan Day needs to do a better job of that because he's a special talent, and they didn't even throw the ball to him in the backfield once. I was like, dude, did you guys play the video game over the summer? This dude is a freaking beast. I mean, not only that, I'm just joking around, but I mean, dude, look at his highlights from Ole Miss. Dude's an absolute monster, and they did not. I don't think they utilized him enough. So that's overall my take on the Buckeyes.
Interesting.
Not too
Yeah.
high, not too low on it. It's Akron. It's the first game of the year. And honestly, the good thing about Ohio State, which is not the case for Michigan, is we got 6 weeks to figure it out. We play Oregon October 12th, and that's honestly the first tough. I mean, Iowa maybe. I think we play them on the 5th, but still, the true test for us begins.
You'll be Iowa.
The true test begins the 12th of October. So we have, I guess, 5 weeks now to really fine-tune our offense, and we'll see what happens. So, yeah, overall, B. I'd say average Ohio State. I mean, just expecting more coming out, but I'm happy with the final score. So,
Yeah, I respect it. I don't think you're wrong on anything you said. Judkins, I think, is a talented running back as a Michigan fan. I think, even though he didn't have the week that we were expecting, I think he's still going to have a good season. Probably over 1,000 yards. It's just week one, like I'm trying to tell people. Teams are might be rusty. Players might have a breakout game. Players might have a down game. It's just week one.
the time just goes so fast, man,
from week
with
one,
the running clock.
It takes time.
The games go by so quick with the running clock. There's no stoppage when you get a first down anymore. I mean, this is the second year it's been like that. But it's tough, man, to kind of get in a groove. The other team can waste so much time, take so much time off the clock, so it really limits your possessions. Well, yeah, one other thing. What do you think of the 2-minute warning? First year 2-minute warning, college football.
I hate it, but I like it. Mix of both. It's weird, but I hate it and I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That's
I hate it.
basically what
I hate it because it's another commercial break, which I don't know about you, man, but it seemed like there was way more commercial breaks. Was there a lot of stoppages at the Michigan game? I thought there was a ton of stoppages at Ohio State. But I also like it, man, because it does. I mean, it's an additional timeout. Plays into. I mean, it might make the end games more intense. So I don't know.
That is true.
I'm iffy on it.
Yeah, it's a mix of love and hate for me. I like it because it gives us an extra timeout. I hate it because add an extra break. There's already like 10 million, and two, if the other team needs a timeout, they get the 2-minute warning, and then they can go drive down the field.
Yeah,
it's an extra timeout for them.
Yeah, and my thing is like, dude, and this is my biggest take, and even with the NFL, we're not even just talking just college here. Even for the NFL, what other sport stops the game at the most exciting moment and goes to commercial? You got NHL, NBA. Could you imagine NBA Finals, 4-point game, and one team's got the ball, and then the clock hits 2 minutes, and they just do a random timeout. Players freeze, and then they go to commercial. Terrible. I was like, dude. So I was like, why does football do that, man? 2 minutes left. Terrible. The most important, most intense, the part where anybody really watches the last 2 minutes. Your average American, if they flip on the channel to a football game and there's 2 minutes left and it's close, they'll probably watch the end just to be up with current events. I don't know. They'll watch it. Anybody will watch it. And you want to just cut to commercial. For what reason? All right, guys. Hey, if you didn't know, in case you weren't paying attention to the clock, there's 2 minutes left in the game, just to let you know. But let's go to commercial and think about it.
It's dumb. I don't like it. Um, it's just so dumb. They just do it for freaking money. It
Yeah,
I just don't like it.
yeah, yeah. I guess I'm not iffy on it, Zane. I guess I just don't like it. I, I changed my original
Yeah.
stance, but but yeah. So let's go into. So we did Ohio State, Michigan. Let's go. Maybe not as an in depth, but just let's go over the other top. I guess the other 8 teams in the top 10. So let me pull it up here. Taking Florida State out, we don't even need to talk about Florida State. I mean,
Florida State. If you're a Florida State fan, just never watch college football again. Your team is not even going to make a bowl game. That's all I gotta say.
so we got Georgia. Georgia started the season against Clemson. Texas
Plus,
played against Colorado State. Alabama, they played another nobody team. Who did they play? They played Western Kentucky. You got Notre Dame, that game against Texas A&M. Ole Miss. I honestly did not watch too much of their game, but again, that just lets you know they won 76-0. So I guess that's already an A. But then you got Oregon, who struggled. Penn State, who took care of business against West Virginia. Mizzou. And who did Mizzou play? They beat Murray State 51-0. So I mean, not much to say there, but then you got Michigan, and you know what? Let's throw in the Hurricanes and USC too. So even though they're not top 10, I want to talk about their games. So let's get into. Let's start from the top. Georgia Bulldogs. What's your grade?
A plus, A plus, 100%.
I'm a little bit lower.
I'm a
little bit lower, but they played. I have no beef with what they did. I give them a B plus / A minus maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just not a believer in Carson Beck, and that's why I give him a B plus.
I feel it.
I do not like Carson Beck.
I don't believe in him. I don't believe in you. I don't believe in him either. But they play great. They play great football. I think Georgia. I think they could definitely win the national championship.
No, they could. They definitely could. But let's remember, it was only 6-0 at halftime. And I'm not that high on Clemson. I think they are always overrated in the preseason poll. So that's why I'm at a B plus.
I didn't really watch the game, but Texas. Let me go an A minus actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of at an A. I mean, they look pretty good.
Go A minus. You were kind of. I think you threw an interception. I think.
Yeah, but did you see that no-look touchdown pass that he threw?
Not see that, but
Oh, dude, it was filthy. You should just look at it on Twitter or whatever, Instagram. Just search it. No-look pass. It was nasty. For me, I mean, with these games, it's hard. It's hard to say, man. First game, and there's just a lot of these nobody teams. But I was looking at Texas's running back because their starter went out with the knee injury for the season, and this backup Blue, he was good. So I was looking to see, is like, man, is Texas going to struggle without their starting running back? And I think they're going to be all right with this Blue guy. And then Arch Manning, did you see he got to play a little bit?
I did see he got to play a little bit.
Dude, that is a big thing for Texas because he balled out. Again, it's against Colorado State. But dude, how good of a that just tells me that it makes me way more confident with my Texas pick to make the championship game because I got them playing the Buckeyes in the championship still, but because injuries happen. And how good is it if like knock on wood, you would never want to see this, but like let's say their starting quarterback Quinn Ewers, like let's say he got out, or maybe he just needed to miss a couple weeks or got a concussion a game. I don't know. You got a backup quarterback in Arch Manning. I mean, what's better than that?
Thought
I mean, this
it's really
guy,
good.
he'd start at Michigan. He'd probably start at Ohio State.
Honestly, probably.
So, and then
Probably
Texas's
would.
defense looked pretty good too. I really like their defense. I think they're gonna give. I think they're gonna give Michigan some trouble. I really do.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. We will see.
What do you got? Anything else on Texas? You got any more?
I mean, I didn't really watch their game. I'm just, Quinn Ewers just looked like Quinn Ewers. Agree with you on Arch Manning. If Quinn Ewers gets hurt, Arch Manning's always there. He's a great QB.
All right. What about I mean, do you have any comment on Alabama? I think Milrow for me. My comments. Milrow looked great. He had a pretty
So,
couple cool plays, couple cool passes. He was lighting it up. It'll be. I still need to see more from him against Georgia. I know he beat him last year, but I don't know, dude. Alabama was the luckiest team in college football last year. They should have never been in the playoff. The only reason they were there is they converted a 4th and 35 against Auburn, which if they did not convert
still,
it, they are eliminated. I mean, there was no timeouts left. They're done. They converted a 4th and goal at the 35. That's incredible. They used that momentum, upset the Georgia Bulldogs, who had won like 30 something straight games, and somehow get in the college football playoff just because I don't know what goes through these people's heads. But I think it's the biggest travesty that Georgia was left out last year. But, well, I mean, bottom line is Georgia comes to Bryant-Denny Stadium next month, or maybe it's even late September. I'm not sure, but it's coming up first half of the season, and I want to see how Milrow does against the Bulldogs.
I think it's called Saban Stadium now.
Uh,
Renamed it.
Bryant-Denny Stadium, Saban Field.
Oh,
So it's called Saban.
oh,
They refer to the field as Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. So he got the field. Bryant,
oh,
yeah, he still got the. They still got the stadium, the same. But
yeah.
all right. Well, here's a good game. We
That's
can talk
interesting.
about this game. Notre Dame. That's a local team. I know you watched their game a little bit. You watch any of the highlights at least?
I actually, I didn't even know what the knock game. Hello,
You didn't watch it, man? Dude, it was a great game.
man.
I guess you were at the
I low
Michigan game.
I didn't watch the. Yeah, I was at the Michigan game.
Well, here's what I'll say about Notre Dame. For me, Notre Dame's quarterback, Riley Leonard, transfer from Duke. He didn't play that great, but he didn't really make too many mistakes that cost Notre Dame the game because obviously they won, and they won at Kyle Field, one of the toughest stadiums to play at. And then late in the fourth, I mean, those drives, if you go back and watch the highlights, he made the throws that he needed to, that kept in some great throws, led his team down the field, and they won the game. And Notre Dame's defense, I know it's a Texas A&M. I'm not really a big fan of their quarterback. I think maybe Texas A&M was a little bit overhyped, but still, the defense for Notre Dame looked
Oh,
great, and they came up with a late 4th and 2 stand. I think Notre Dame's got a clear path to the playoff now.
they probably will because they're easy schedule.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but they got that SEC win now. It's good for
That was
them.
a must-needed win for them.
I'm happy for them because I mean the past 2 years they had to play Ohio State like week 3, so that's not. At least Notre Dame of the past 2 years really couldn't. They were close games, but they were just Ohio State was the better team. So I mean, give them an easy schedule. They had to play the Buckeyes
Yeah,
the past 2 years, so and they do their schedule's always tough. They still got USC. They still got USC to play.
that is true.
Did you watch any of that game,
It's
USC
true.
LSU?
I think I saw some highlights of the game. But no, I didn't watch it. All.
Jeez, man,
See
you,
some
you need to do your
highlights.
homework here. You need to watch these games.
I didn't really watch many games at all. I really just watched Michigan and Ohio State, and that's it. I didn't care about any other team.
Now I feel it, but no, I watched
I
it.
watched all.
And USC, we're talking about these other teams that were maybe a little bit overrated. USC was underrated, man. They were ranked at 23 against LSU, but they are not a 23 team. They're top 10 for me. They're a top 10 team. And Michigan's got to play them in 3 weeks. Zachariah Branch looked great. Miller Moss, quarterback for USC, looked great. And then their receiver, God, what is his
I still
name?
think Michigan gets the job.
Did you see it? I mean, you had to have seen that catch
Zachariah
that the
Bryant.
receiver had.
I think I did.
Let's see here. What's his name?
Zachariah Branch.
No, it wasn't him who was making the plays. I mean, he made some good plays, but the guy who had the catch, number 10, Hudson, Kyron Hudson, 2 incredible catches, one spectacular one-handed grab early in the game, and then one just crazy catch with like 13 seconds left, put him in field goal range, but there was a penalty, and then USC was able to just kind of run it in. But man, USC looks good. Their defense was playing with. That's what I'm talking about. They had fire, man. They had like an intensity on defense that I really liked. And it's always great to see Brian Kelly lose, man. Isn't it fun to see him get mad?
He always chokes. I have known that. He chokes. He should go to Penn State.
Well, let's talk about Penn State. Did you see Aller?
I did see some highlights of that game actually, because when I was at the Michigan game, I did see a little bit of highlights.
Drew Aller, man.
And
He played good. He really did. Penn State surprised me.
I think
They broke my parlay because I had West Virginia plus 10. I thought that West Virginia was going to keep it a little bit close, and Penn State dominated.
still think I'm still not high on Penn State though. I'll say,
I
and
give them an A for the week.
I still give them an A. But to all the people out there, Green, Penn State, supporting Bowling Green, and I think Bowling Green's going to take this one.
Dude, oh my God. There ain't no way. Dude, I'll bet whatever you want to bet on it. Ain't no way.
Appalachian State, Michigan, remember.
It ain't the same thing, man. That's like a once in a forever
State
kind of
Bowling
thing.
Green. This will be the forever, once and forever kind of thing.
Yeah,
Bowling
I'm
Green
telling you,
football,
Penn
man.
State, obviously, I don't think they're the best in the Big Ten. But week 1, besides USC, they looked the best.
They played like
Aller played great. The defense was nasty. They played great, and Ohio State's got to go to Happy Valley. I thought that was going to be kind of a cakewalk game because I thought, I really didn't think Drew Aller was going to be like that, show any
Don't know.
improvement from last season. Now I know it's again West Virginia, but West Virginia is better than Fresno State, and they're obviously better than Akron. So, and the guy balled out, absolutely balled out.
I still think Ohio State will win. Ohio State will still win. Just will be a little bit closer. I don't. Drew Aller does not do good against good teams, so like Michigan or Ohio State or those teams.
I mean, we'll
So
see.
that's why I'm not high on.
We'll see if Penn State can get over
So
the hump this year because they got to play USC, which is going to be a crazy game. They got to play the Trojans. So we'll
I have
see.
them losing that game too.
I do, but would I bet on it?
Yeah.
No, I would not bet
Yeah.
money
What do
on
you
it.
bet on it?
I would not bet on it. I would not bet money that they'd beat USC. Um,
Me neither.
but I also wouldn't bet money that USC beats them. So that's kind of up. That's a game I would stay away from, man. ESPN bets, not getting my money on that. And then Miami. I mean, obviously they're probably a clear favorite.
Amazing.
Clear favorite for the ACC, right?
Yeah, they're winning the ACC. They look good against Florida. Didn't expect it to be a blowout, but I said Miami was going to win.
Yeah. No, they look great. I give them an A.
Same. They look amazing.
All right. Well, let's go into this. Top 3 players that impressed you week 1.
For all of college football,
All college football, man. 3 players.
all of college football.
3 players week 1. I'm not talking Heisman. We're not talking Heisman here. I'm just saying, man, like, you're just like, all right, like that guy is going to be he's going to be one of those headline players when we think back at the 2024 college football season. We're going to remember, these guys.
Ooh boy, all of college football.
Week 1, week 1. We're talking week 1.
I'm gonna go. I'm not putting Drew Aller on the list because I'm not high on him. But for number 3, I'm gonna go Zeke Berry. Actually, start off the game with a nice interception. Highly recruited, came out of Michigan, was a high 4-star recruit, top 100. If he can stay healthy, I think he could definitely be like the next Mikey Sanders still. I am
He's at
very
Michigan.
high on. Yeah, he's at Michigan. He started the game off with that interception.
Zeke Berry. Okay.
High on Zeke Berry. Yeah.
All right. 2 more here.
2. Number 2. I'm gonna go with. God, this is hard. That Rutgers running back, Mongahi or whatever his name is.
No, I haven't heard of
Um,
him.
I know he played. I know. I don't care if they played a cupcake team. I'm high on him too. I think he's a great running back. Very underrated. Um, if he was at Michigan, he honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the starting running back. To be honest, maybe he would split. I don't know. I think
What was
14,
his? How many
15
yards did he get
carries.
this week?
I think 150 something.
Let's look it up.
150 something. Somewhere around there. Played really good football. I don't care if they played a cupcake team. Well, I know Rutgers is improving, and I am. Um, I
They
think
did. They
Rutgers,
did play
yeah,
Howard. Yeah.
yeah. But I don't care who they play. This
Manangai. I
guy,
think his name's Manangai or
he's
something.
good.
19 carries
One
for
guy, yeah.
19 carries for 165 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he did have a good week, and I think he's gonna have a good season. He
Okay.
will be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 5 running back in the Big Ten.
Who you got
He
three?
already is, but oh, I did 3 Zeke Berry, 2 Manga. I got to go number 1 now.
Oh, one. Okay. I didn't know.
Um,
I didn't know you were going in order.
Fortunately, I really don't want to say this. I have to go Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
I have to. You know, messed up on that one play, made up for it with that touchdown, had another touchdown, 6 catches, 92 yards. I know he didn't have 100. You got to think he's a freshman, and he's already balling out. I don't care if he played at Akron. He's a freshman, keep in mind. A true freshman. Think about what he's going to do maybe during the season, maybe sophomore year, maybe even maybe junior year. Like, got to think about that as well. Like, he's already easily be receiver 3, maybe even receiver 2. But Jeremiah Smith, he just so good. He'd be a wide receiver 1 on any other team except for like maybe Colorado and Missouri and stuff. But he's just such a demon, bro.
No, I mean that's good insight, man. I didn't even know about that Rutgers guy, but I'm gonna have to watch some of his highlights from week one. I mean, that's impressive. 19 carries, 165 yards. For me, no particular order here. I mean, I'm just gonna start off with your last pick there, Jeremiah Smith. He's in the top three. Looked incredible. Honestly, because of him, I just have a lot of hope for this Ohio State team. Even though, like I said, we kind of struggled a little bit. I just have, dude, it's just somebody that gets you excited to go to the stadium. I mean, I am excited to see that man play the rest of the season, and he just looked amazing out there. So Jeremiah Smith. I know you're not a fan, but I'm putting Drew Aller in there, man. Drew Aller really surprised me. His throws were crisp. What were his final stats? I mean, this guy was just money. He looked great. He had command of the offense. Let's see here.
Just not put. I'm a Drew Aller hater. That's why I'm not putting him. But
I mean, so
11 for 17,
216, 3 touchdowns. But I'm sorry. I don't
not
know.
bad.
It's not that many yards, but he looked good.
Think about the attempts.
Yeah.
He only had like a few attempts.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to get much yards.
Yeah. He looked great. So I'm putting Drew Aller up there. And then honestly, number one, and honestly, with the ACC conference the way it is, I might change him to my Heisman pick, Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
Ward.
385 passing yards. 385 passing yards against, I don't care, Florida. They're an SEC team, right? Yeah, he threw 385. If you had $20 right now, would you bet that Jalen Milroe would throw for 385 against Florida?
No, I think he'd throw. I think he'd have a good game, but not throw for
Yeah,
that.
so that's what I'm saying, dude. 385 is incredible. I don't care if it's against Florida. The dude looked great. His form looked great. He's able to get out of the pocket, and just the throws that he made on the run were absolutely insane. So I'm putting Cam Ward number one. Player impressed me most week one. The team I would say most pleasantly surprised with would definitely be USC. I think I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah,
You said what?
100%.
I was not expecting USC to beat LSU, and I mean, that's good for the Big Ten. I know it's weird to call USC a Big Ten team, but it's good for the Big Ten. That's a Big Ten versus SEC win. So it gives us a little bit more respect. We need Oregon to play better, but I think the Big Ten's looking good.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to give our ratings on the Oregon game.
Oh yeah,
We forgot to give ratings on that game.
Oregon, man, yeesh. I would put them probably
What the
a
heck?
little bit lower than Michigan. I'll put them at a C. Michigan C plus, Oregon C. Maybe C
I'm not gonna
minus.
put them at.
C minus.
I'm not putting them at F because F means you lost.
Yeah,
I'm at a D. A D
you're dropping them
because
all the
they
way to
played
a
an
D.
FCS
Okay.
school. Because what was it? The spread was
Is
way
Idaho
higher than Michigan.
FCS?
Way higher.
Is Idaho FCS?
Which man,
Oop, I said is Idaho FCS?
they are. Now
Wow.
they are
Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, they didn't look good at all.
terrible. I give them a D.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, man, he kind
It's a
of
D.
he didn't look like what he was hyped up to be.
Have a ton of yards though. Just not a very good, not a good game. Just
Yeah.
couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Big plays.
I think did we miss any other top
Oregon
10? I
was
mean,
definitely almost.
Ole Miss, there's not much to say. They won 76-0. I mean, I didn't watch that game. No, I think that does it for the top 10 there.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. For the top 10.
Well, let's talk about one more team before we get into our predictions. A team that you were high on.
More team. All right.
Team that you were high on, but I told you they are not good. Michigan State.
I got a feeling that this is going to be
Michigan State.
very bad.
Is that who you thought I was going to say?
Very bad. They were bad. I knew in his face today.
Dude,
They look bad.
let me ask you this.
Very bad.
If Michigan State, let's just say theoretically here, Michigan State's dropped from the Big Ten, so the Big Ten could add Notre Dame. Let's just say random situation here. And Michigan State then joins the MAC conference. Would you feel confident with them winning the MAC? Let's say Michigan State had to join the MAC. Would you feel confident enough to say that Michigan State would for sure win the MAC?
I'm gonna say no. For that performance, no.
Yeah, me either. I don't think they would win the MAC. And this team's in the Big Ten.
I still think they'll make a bowl game. They'll still make a bowl game because their schedule's other than Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, their schedule's a cakewalk. They're like the worst of the worst teams.
I don't think they make a bowl game unless 6-6 is a bowl game.
6. That's what I have them at now.
I mean, maybe they'll make it. I don't know. I could see them going 5-7.
Yeah. I thought Aiden Childs was gonna do pretty good. I thought he was something, but he just did not look good.
No, he
For
didn't.
like 24, I think he threw it in. Horrible.
Yeah, it was not good. They looked awful. I mean, let's look at their schedule here. Who did they have left? They play Michigan, obviously.
Yeah.
Is that a protected rivalry with this new format? I'm sure it is. But they got Maryland next week. I don't have them beating Maryland. They play Prairie View. I don't. Even, they'll beat them probably. They're losing to Boston College. Boston College just beat Florida State. They're
Yep.
losing to Ohio State. So there's 3 losses. Losing to Oregon. That's 4. They're losing to Iowa. That's 5. They're losing to Michigan. That's 6 losses. And then they still have to play Rutgers at the end of the season. So, and I'm not even sure they could beat Purdue, Illinois, or Indiana. I mean, I'm not saying 100%. Illinois on the matchup predictor on ESPN's got Illinois beating them at 69% to 31. So I think, dude, Michigan State, I might even
That's
give them
crazy.
4 wins. I might even give them 4. 4-8. 4-8-8.
They need to rebuild Michigan State. They were at one time top of the Big Ten, then they just fell off. Just fell off since 2015.
Yeah.
Just fell off. Yeah, just didn't look good. So be interesting to see play the rest of the season. Now we do our predictions for this week.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's how we'll end it. Predictions. I mean, I looked at the schedule. Pretty lame week in college football, honestly. I mean, what's the prime time game? I didn't see.
Best game to watch: Michigan, Texas.
Yeah, I didn't see anything worth noting. I mean, so what's the game? Usually Kurt Herbstreit and Chris Fowler call. Oh, they got Tennessee, NC State. What's your take on Tennessee, NC
2-1 now.
State?
I'm proud. Tennessee wins that game.
Yeah, I think so too. They look pretty
I am
impressive in their
Tennessee.
first game. They look pretty. I mean, it was against Chattanooga, but still,
Very, very,
they won 70-3. Their quarterback looked
very.
great. What's his name? Is God, I don't even know how to
Nico
say.
Imaliva, I think.
Yeah, man, he looked good. 22 of 28,
It's a
314, and
great
3
keeper.
TDs. I got Tennessee winning that game, even though I think it's on the road at NC State.
Tennessee. Didn't NC State play not so good their first game?
Let's see. I mean, let's see who they played. I got NC State definitely against Miami in the ACC championship. That was my take at the beginning of the year, but
Split.
yeah, I mean they're ranked 24.
Split. Sure.
They're in the top 25. But yeah, they did struggle a little bit against Western Carolina, 38-21. But yeah, I think Tennessee takes care of business tonight, or not tonight, but Saturday night.
Yeah, I say 45-14, Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking like a 35,
Local.
35 to 38-20. 38-20 Tennessee. And what did you say?
All right.
What did you say?
Said 45-14.
Okay. So you got a blowout too. Well, I looked at the games before and I was like, man, there's really nothing left to talk about besides, you know what? Michigan University versus the Texas Longhorns in the big house.
All
Fox
right.
big noon kickoff. Quinn Ewers, Isaiah Bond come into the big house to take on Donovan Edwards, Will Johnson. Keys to the game, prediction.
Yes, sir.
Keys to the game and a prediction.
To the game. For each team. Michigan, got to use Don the correct way. Don't do no stupid reverses. Use them the right way. You get the block, he's gone. Second thing, defense needs to look good, just like last game. Bench any of your star players, like the whole entire drive. I don't think they will. I think they were just resting them. Just keep playing well on defense. Number 3, QB doesn't have to do great. They just have to do good enough to win the game. Warren, he didn't do too bad, but he didn't do great. He needs to do a lot better than what he did against Fresno State. He can't make bad mistakes. He can make mistakes, but not bad ones. So, here's my prediction. Michigan hasn't lost a game since December 31st, 2022 against TCU.
Yep.
Very happy birthday. Wasn't.
It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Around there. Again, last time they played an SEC team, non-conference schedule was against Florida in 2017. They won that game. Last time they played an SEC team, Emma, they won that game. Michigan has lost a lot of people, just like you said. Yours is 0-1, Big House. Make that 0-2. Give me the Wolverines 38-31, double overtime. Donovan 200+ yards, touchdowns. Michigan wins.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing on your score there, but dude, he was not 0-1 at the big. Are you he's saying he's 0-1 after Saturday? I thought you meant because he was on Ohio State's team back in 2021. So I thought you meant he's already 0-1.
Yep, he's 0-1 against Michigan.
Okay. All right. 38-31 over double overtime.
Overtime, yep.
All right. My keys to the game. For Michigan, offensive line. Offensive line. If they can run the football, it does two things. Number one, it keeps Quinn Ewers and that explosive Texas offense on the sideline. Number two, it makes life easy for Davis Warren, the quarterback, or whoever's the quarterback. We're both inexperienced.
Davis.
Yeah, they're both inexperienced. And this will be both of them's first time playing in a big time game like this as the lead guy. So it makes life easy on them. That's the big thing. That's the key for Michigan is strictly you got to block. If they can't run and they're in 3rd and 10 situations, I don't like their chances at all. I really don't. For Texas, I think simply is just don't beat yourself. Going into this game, you're the better team on paper, talent-wise. You've got a more experienced team. Michigan's, like you said, they've lost quite a few people. You just can't beat yourself. You can't turn the ball over. You can't give those Michigan fans a reason to stay in the game. You got to put them away early, and you can't give Michigan free points because I do think Michigan's going to struggle offensively, and you do not want to give them free points. And then on the defensive side of the ball, stopping the run and getting them off the field on 3rd down. So with that being said, I don't think Michigan will be able to run the ball. I don't think Quinn Ewers is going to make any terrible decisions that are going to cost Texas. I think he's a smart quarterback. I'm intrigued with that Isaiah Bond, Will Johnson matchup. I think that's who I'd assume is going to be guarding Isaiah Bond. Same thing like the Rose Bowl. Same thing. I mean, yeah, repeat of the Rose Bowl. So, end of the day, Texas 31, Michigan Wolverines 17. I don't think it'll
So you
be
said 31-17?
31-17, but truthfully, I don't think it'll be that close. I think maybe it'll be like 31-10 and Michigan kind of scores late. I don't know. I really don't. I don't see it being a close game. If it was night, I might put it a little bit closer, but big noon kickoff as well. It's just not going to have that same. I mean, it'll be loud. Michigan's always loud. It's not going to have that same feel that a night game would. And I think Texas is going to dominate on defense. And I think Quinn Ewers is just going to have enough drives. It's going to put Michigan away. Michigan's first loss since basically January 1st of 2023. So that's my prediction. Got the Longhorns.
I'm not going to argue with it.
The thing is Matthew
I
McConaughey
don't
going to be at the game?
uh,
Is he going to be at the big house?
Who?
Matthew McConaughey. Famous Hollywood actor, huge Texas fan. Is he going to be there? You never seen him? Seen
I
any of
don't
his
think so.
movies?
I know that.
Jeez, I forget you're 17.
No. Yeah, I am. I'm 16 actually.
Oh yeah, not even 17 yet. Look up.
17
I
soon.
mean, Interstellar. That's a good movie. That's not even that old. It was like 2014. It came out. But
There are going to be some stars there. I know. Will Ferrell will be at the game.
Will Ferrell's going to be at the
Yes.
game.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what I heard. He's going to be making the college game day pick. Moneybag Yo. He'll be doing a concert there. If you don't know him, he's a famous rapper. Um, Derek Jeter will be there. There'll be a bunch of stars there. Yeah, I don't think the Michigan game will be a blowout, but I'm not gonna argue. Say to your prediction, bet. That's all I'll say. That's what I'll say to every prediction. Bet.
All
That's all I
right.
say.
And I will, man. I will put my parlay in. I will bet responsibly. Bet responsibly here, but well, cool, man.
Yep.
Besides the
So,
game, you got any big plans for the weekend?
um, resting. I'm resting for this game. Friday after school, I'm not doing anything. I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna walk. I'll just literally lay in bed because I don't want to get sick or hurt for the game. I
Yeah.
am not gonna miss this. But and then yeah, obviously the game, and then Sunday I don't have to work, so probably just relax.
Yeah, I got Ohio State game as well on Saturday. Um, Debating whether or not to watch the Michigan game from home or go down to Columbus early because the Ohio State game's not till 7:30. But I think I might go down with my buddy, go down to the Urban Meyer Pint House outside of Columbus. I've never been there. I've been wanting to go there, so might go there for the game. Stay in Columbus all day Saturday, and then Sunday, man, I got the
Okay,
YouTube
bet.
TV NFL package, so I'm gonna be watching all the NFL games. Split screen, 4 games on one
Uh,
TV. I'll just be chilling.
Before we sign off, I know this is a college football show. Who do you think's gonna win? I just want to get
It doesn't
yours.
have to be a
We're not
college
gonna go
football
crazy.
show. We can start incorporating some NFL into here.
Yeah, you want? Let's just do Super Bowl prediction. Think
Well, let's
will. What do you think the Super Bowl will be?
Super Bowl real quick. I think it's going to be the battle of the young quarterbacks. I got
On
my
quarterbacks.
Packers taking on C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Love versus Stroud. Super Bowl 59
Oh,
in New Orleans.
that's a bold prediction right there.
It's a new era. I got Texans Packers.
Interesting prediction right there.
Who do you got?
Um, I got a little bit of an interesting prediction as well. Joe Burrow and the Bengals taking on Jared Goff and the Lions, and
Wow.
I have Joe Burrow winning.
Wow.
I think Joe Burrow's gonna. I think Joe Burrow's gonna get his first ring. Jamar Chase could honestly, I could see him being the best receiver
We
in
got
the
an Ohio
NFL. I think
Michigan
he could.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think Bengals will win this year. Lions will yet again lose. I think they're gonna do a Michigan. Lions lose in the NFC Championship. Michigan obviously didn't go to the Natty and lose, but Lions will go to the Super Bowl and lose, and then they'll go to the Super Bowl next year, and then they'll win it.
All right.
My prediction.
Well, cool. Yeah, we can incorporate more of this into the show. It doesn't have to be a college football show, so we can talk about whatever, man.
I bet.
Talk about the NFL games for sure next week. Are you in any fantasy football leagues?
Oh yeah, I am actually. I got this one league. I'll tell you the team right now. I think it's probably the best team. Oh, well, I don't have my team pulled up right now, but I have like Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb. Who else do I got? Tank Dell, Devontae Smith, Collins, and Sam Laporta, and then T.J. Hawkinson's my backup. So
All right. Well, Derrick Henry, he just scored for the Ravens, so they're up 7-0 on the Chiefs. Football's back, man.
well,
But yeah, we can talk fantasy football next week too. We'll talk about our week 1 matchups, win or lose. Can incorporate a lot of cool stuff into this.
I bet we'll do that.
All right, bro. Well, enjoy the game, and I would say best of luck to the Michigan Wolverines, but that would be a lie. So, I'll say this: I hope you have fun with your dad. I hope you have a good time.
Appreciate it.
Cool, man.
But here, before you go, if Michigan loses to not to Ohio State, Texas this week, I will go to school. We'll get a white shirt, get a marker. I will write on the shirt. Please do not talk to me. Look at me. Please do not bother me, and please do not talk football with me.
It'll make for an interesting sports show next week, man.
Maybe I'll do that, but I don't think I'll have to do that because I think Michigan's gonna win. But anyways, sports show week 2 college football gonna be an interesting week, especially the game in Ann Arbor. It's gonna be a fun game. Oh,
Well, cool, man. Week 2 in the books. Appreciate it, dude. Let's keep this rolling
Yes,
every
sir.
Thursday, 7:30.
Sir.
All right, man. I'll catch you later. I'm gonna watch some of this Ravens Chiefs game. So,
I bet. We'll talk later.
all right, we'll probably
Next
talk to.
week.
I'm probably sure we'll be sending stuff on Instagram and whatnot. So, a lot of stuff. Michigan will probably drop some hype video. I don't know. I'm sure you'll be sending me some Michigan slander. All right, bro.
Yep.
Peace.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Well, that's week 2 of the sports show. Um, I was gonna do some gaming tonight, but I'm just gonna call it a night. Want to watch the first NFL game of the year, Chiefs Ravens. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who watched the sports show, who's gonna watch this after the fact. Yeah, easiest way you can support me is just by hitting that follow button, turning the notifications on so you know when I go live. Share the live when I do go live. Put it on your socials so people know about it. Share the videos. That always helps. So I'd really appreciate it if you enjoy the content. If you would do that, it would help support me and trying to build a community here on Twitch. So appreciate you being here, and we got a busy rest of the week. So this will be my last stream of the week, but we'll be back live Monday at 7:30 p.m. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing like a week 2 highlight video on Sunday, but probably not. I'll probably be so tired from Columbus. The next stream will be Monday, 7:30 p.m. We're gonna be back on our grind next week. Monday 7:30, Wednesday, Thursday 7:30. Again, Thursday being the sports show, and then we'll do a stream on Friday, probably a Friday or Tuesday next week. So we're going back to 4 days. This will be the only week that we have only a three-day stream week. So appreciate you being here, and we will see you Monday. Peace.